Hello everyone, it's Kathy Champion and you're back here at my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stamping. Disclaimer, I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located here in Gastonia, North Carolina. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is another installment and I didn't know I needed to know that. Today we're going to talk about Stampin' Seal. I've had some people to question, and even I question, why is this stuff tearing my paper? Well, through my own trial and error and checking this and that, I finally found out why it tears your paper. I also found out there's a learning curve to using this, and I had done a video on this before, but I have learned even better how to use it. I'm going to zoom y'all in just for a moment. Oops, wrong way. Because I want to center in. There are two types of Stampin' Seal. Your regular Stampin' Seal that's not quite as strong, and your Stampin' Seal Plus, which is super, super strong. This one is a little more stringy, and I'm going to show you what I mean. I've got some different little pieces of paper here. I've got some designer series paper. I've got some regular paper. I'm also going to grab just a scrap of white. This is just our basic white, and I'm going to show you first with the regular Stampin' Seal. You want to always make sure that it's sticky all the way to the edge, and you just want to put down a nice, and see what I mean about that stringing. You got a little bit of a string there. You always want to bring your wrist up like that, and you can see, get the light to catch that just right. You can see that there is a line of Stampin' Seal right there. Very sticky. Let's take a piece of this, and I'm just going to cut off. This is designer series paper, and I'm just going to cut off a strip of that, and I'm going to lay that down into that Stampin' Seal. Now with the regular Stampin' Seal, if you have any that's over, it will easily rub off. I didn't take that all the way to the edge, so let's just clip that off. Just like that. We have a really good seal that is on there, and it's not going anywhere. So that is your regular Stampin' Seal. When you pull your wrist back like this, when you turn your wrist with this against the paper, that's going to make sure that you're pulling that down onto that roller where it's ready for your next use. Alright, let's move on to the Stampin' Seal Plus. Now, I actually pulled out a piece of the Misty Moonlight because that was actually the cardstock that I had the most trouble with, and I'm going to show you that it's not doing it now. Normally when I would press heavy, that would tear every time. But what you want to do is you want to start out with like a butterfly touch. And what you're going to do is just pull it very easily, bring your wrist all the way up like that, and lift it. When you do that, you're going to get a perfect, and you can see that shines in the light really well. I've got two strips there of that. Now I'm going to show you on designer series paper the same thing. You are going to come down and bring your wrist back and lift up. Again, I have a beautiful piece of, and this works for both the plus and the regular. This is all designer series paper, and if you just start it out, do not press it hard, just very lightly, you will feel it. Bring your wrist back like that, see what I mean, and lift up. That assures, and you can feel it, that your sticky is right there. That's going to make sure that your Stampin' Seal is always to the end of your roll and ready for your next piece to go down. Just like that. And it will work like a charm every time. If you are have Stampin' Seal and you have gotten totally aggravated with it, if you go over the edge of the paper, just roll it back. Try this technique, and I guarantee that you will find that this works really good for you. And when you put this down onto another piece of cardstock like that, you have a very good, I'm just going to cut this off. You're going to have a good seal every time. Now I'm going to take this piece and I'm just going to glue it down right here. And you can see that holes, and we've got a piece here where we could do a strip. That's going to hold. We could do this piece right here, and that's going to hold. Now these were scraps that I used just to demonstrate. All of this is scrap, but it works beautifully every time. Now I do have a piece here I'm getting ready to stamp a sentiment on, and this is going to be a backer. But what I would do is I would put my strips on this piece, and then I would center it up onto my black mat, just like that. I want to stamp first, so I'm not going to do that right yet. But I hope that this little quickie video will help you in your use of Stampin' Seal and Stampin' Seal Plus. I love these adhesives. They work beautifully. They hold extremely well, and that was why Stampin' Up actually reformulated their, what they used to have was called, I thought I had a roll. I do. And it was their Snail Adhesive, and it looked like this. And I have very little of that left on my roll. It came in these little pieces like this, and I can't remember if these were refillable. Yeah, they were. You could refill these by just dropping that on and snapping it. But these are no longer available. This actually took the place. You can buy refills for these, and how they refill is you just pop this open, you get your refill, and it's like this. You drop it in just like that. Make sure that it's in. You take your cover and put it back over top and snap that in place, and you put your little cap back on like that, and you are good to go. Now some people leave these off. I do put mine on because I want to protect that end of that tape. I hope this has been a helpful video. Let me know in the comments if you struggle with Stampin' Seal, and try these tips and tricks and let me know if that works for you. God bless and keep you, and as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is worthy. Until we craft again, God bless and keep you. I love you guys so much. Bye-bye.